There we go. Let me just type this. Welcome, Kati Uji. First appearance.
Okay, crack on.
Right. I think I'm in the game. I think I'm in the game, everyone. Yes, I'm in the game. Thanks for bearing with me as I just get all that sorted out and the details in there. Busy with life, but let's go. Yeah, but our Saturday race. Also, guys, what do we think? We had people come in the stream yesterday were like, I really like a Saturday race. And I think, right, firstly, how many people were working yesterday? How many people in this chat were working yesterday? Welcome, Naomi Oliver. Bonus Drithers from LA as well. Yeah, radio. I'm going to pick up with Formula 1 in the midweek, actually. But I think they're going to be super busy, but I'll try and get through to them. But, like, I don't know how to put this, but, like, if you only care about the race, isn't it better that the race is on a Saturday? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't care about free practice, and if you don't care about qualifying, then the race on a Saturday is just, you finish your work week, and then, like, a Saturday, oh, it's great, there's a race already. What do we think about that? Bonus, no, because I watch football. What are we clashing with today? Subi, who's a dark horse for getting top 5? My dark horse for getting top 5 today is... Mate, I think top 5 is going to be so brutal. Like, I think it's going to be absolutely brutal. I just wonder how reliability is going to be. We're going to see here race performance with tyre wear, etc. So, are there going to be some teams that are really good at keeping the tyres in the optimal window, maintaining tyre wear? I'll let you know about strategies, etc. when that comes up and I see it as well. Melissa loves Saturday races. CB, I only watch race that's perfect. Josu likes it. C can join yesterday, was working. Ragavir, Saturday, watch anime. Bonus, next week I'm watching Melbourne from the LAFC game at the stadium. Pirelli saying a 3-stop is possible. Oh, that sounds ambitious. Welcome, Beef for Barley. Good to see you as well, my friends. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Vegas on a Saturday night, Bahrain's on a Saturday, Saudis on a Saturday. I wonder if we'll start to see all of the sort of Arab races go to a Saturday, because their weekend is Friday and Saturday, isn't it? But then I just don't know if is that breaking traditions. Like, I still miss the fact this isn't Australia. Like, that won't change for a long time. I want it to be Australia. I like the crowd and the buzz there, and I like the fact it's early for me anyway. K lights on Saturday. Mac, new member, Saturday good for me. C lights on Saturday. Jared, they have sprints on Saturday. But then F1 is like, if you have sprints, like, that's a lot. There's gonna... I wonder whether there's going to be, for a lot of people, there's going to be too much F1 this season. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, we're all kind of... We're all, like, genuine Formula 1 fans. That's why we're here, following the timing and everything. But I wonder if Formula 1 won't be able to have those real crescendo points if there's so much noise about Formula 1, if that makes sense. Like, how do you separate really average moments from the incredible moments? Because obviously the Formula 1 official channels are going to say, everything's amazing and this is the craziest race, the best race ever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not. It was really boring, mate. But how do you separate that? Craig says never too much F1. Nivetia, there's a clue in the pinned comment. There's a clue in the pinned comment there. Welcome, Zoe. Zoe's in the shorts feed today. Ian Perez as well in the shorts feed. Timer, yes. Bang. There we go. I guess. Is that visible there? Is that visible or is there a bit? Bonus, to make it not boring, we need to do Bernie's idea and add sprinklers to the tracks. That's very artificial, but Formula 1 is so... A lot of it is artificial these days anyway. I went on my rant yesterday after the qualifying where I was disappointed that the other drivers didn't seem to be too angry that they weren't matching Max. They seemed to be very sort of laid back and like, oh, whatever. And his last lap of Brazil 2023 above the rest. Is that Alonso and Perez? But then you know Sky Sports will make a documentary about it. They'll be like, the last lap that reverberated around the world. And there'll be like a 30-minute documentary with like interviews of Alonso and Perez and like their team principals and like Christian Horner being interviewed. Like it was an incredible moment. None of us frankly knew what to think at that time. Dramatic music. And it's like, it's okay, you know, cool. You know, was it that? It was good. But if you put it on that sort of pedestal. Bonus druthers, to put it in perspective, Gasly was the same percentage behind Max this year as P11 was last year. What does that mean? How does that work? How does the maths add up on that? Gasly was the same percentage Max this year. So you're saying the field is closer. You're saying the field is closer. Privy Oscar is saying that they didn't find Red Bull over when we click in one lap. Oh, we'll see then. Fighting talk. Even Esteban Ocon was really relaxed. You know, qualified P19. He was like, yeah, great job, everyone. Feeling really good about the race tomorrow. Nice work. CDK, welcome back to the best stream. Okay, the field is much closer. The field is much closer then. Welcome, JJ, as well. Good to see you. Oh, there's so many adverts on Sky. Imagine if I was just running adverts now. Chicken King says Oscar will win, but Chicken King, you were predicting a pole position for Oscar. That didn't materialise. So just 37 minutes to go. We're going to see. I'm going to let you know what's going on the grid walk. Any drama? Anyone starting from the pit lane? You know, if you're the Alpines, do you take your car out of Parc Fermé and start from the pit lane? Gerard Crab, more development with regulations. So some people are, oh, Max is just way ahead. The Red Bulls are looking so good. And a lot of people were saying that in testing. They were like, testing last week, Red Bull just look insane. But then there's it's hard to like work out which is the biggest school of thought. But it feels like there's almost an equal number of people saying, no, this is really close. This is going to be a really close season. So we don't know. Tech Lover, what happened with Lewis yesterday? I haven't seen how he reacted. What was the reaction from Lewis yesterday? I haven't actually seen that. I've been watching footage and reaction, but I haven't seen that one. Welcome, Saraj and Armand Daniel. Welcome, Dutch, in the vertical stream. People in vertical land, if you want to watch normal stream, it's in the pinned comments. So you got an option of both there, which is catering for everyone. Right, in Bahrain, it is... Bahrain's not a day-to-night race, is it? Bahrain is fully night, but it's definitely, like, it's not going to be dark by the time they start. Maybe I'd forgotten that Bahrain was not fully night. It's day-to-night like Abu Dhabi. Because it's still very light now on track. Max Verstappen is leaving the pit lane, so they're doing their installation laps now. And then when they're ready or in the allotted time procedure, they'll filter through onto the grid and then be pushed through to their grid slot. Stake F1 car as well, smoking away. Not smoking in it's not on fire, but just sort of the exhaust smokes burning away there. It's on the end of the pit lane. People are doing some practice starts, it looks like. Yeah, cars are moving. Cars are moving. You might see that on the data there. Rakovidas' height for Ferrari. Well, we'll see. It could be Ferrari were the closest team to Red Bull for most last season. The only team to actually win a race other than Red Bull. So we'll see. Is it Ferrari's time? Oh. Remember, by the way, I haven't mentioned this. This is the third stream we've done this year on Formula 1. I haven't mentioned that it's Carlos Sainz's last year in Ferrari. Has everyone forgotten that? Like, I'm not being funny, but isn't that quite big news? And like, haven't we all forgotten it? Is that quite disrespectful of us to Carlos Sainz? And what does that do to Carlos's motivation this year? Does it make him more motivated, less motivated? Where is Carlos Sainz going to go? Why have we not spoken about this yet? Not bad, Tom Verwer. Virtue's managed to escape vertical, and it's like Tron. When you're in there, you're stuck. Naomi Olive is sad about it. The actual race starts in 34 minutes, everyone. Tech Lover said he was smiling. Doesn't matter. J-Row49 in the house as well. Chat, let me know your thoughts about this. Carlos Sainz. C wants Carlos Sainz in the Red Bull or Mercedes. Is it inevitable that Carlos Sainz will take Sergio Perez's seat at Red Bull? Is that just inevitable? Is it basically Sainz versus Ricciardo now for that Red Bull seat?
Keep your head down.
To me, that's you know, when we that Ferrari team, it would be a very different feeling right now if that Ferrari team was a unit where it's like they're all in it together, no one's leaving, they've all got their contracts. Do you know what I mean? It's like bang. But that's not the case. It's like, aren't Ferrari going to favour Charles Leclerc? Why would they not favour Charles Leclerc when he's a driver that they're betting their future on? Am I being too dramatic about this or not? Let me know. RZ said Sainz be more motivated. He's basically auditioning for a drive. Naomi, I feel like he's going to take Hamilton's place at Mercedes. What about Kimi, though? Snowline says, happy race day, everyone. His race day is finally here. Prithvi Carlos Sainz Senior was trying to get a seat in the Red Bull. Well, he drives for Red Bull, but in the Dakar. See, he seems to be a better challenge than Danny Ricciardo, that's my opinion. Nivetia said maybe take Lewis's spot. Yeah, another one for Mercedes. Darren, can we not have a Max dominant season? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. By the way, I was on the internet yesterday and I was presented with some more Christian Horner leaks. Now, I didn't search these. I didn't try and find them. I was on TikTok and I swiped and they all came at me. Just came all over the screen like that. And I don't know if anyone's seen these. I mean, I'd seen some stuff before, but what I saw yesterday... Cringe. Is that Lando Norris went out for an installation coming back into the pits? Do we do F1 Fantasy? We don't do F1 Fantasy. We could do it, but we don't. I'm not the most organised person when it comes to that sort of stuff. J-Ro, I've not been following F1 for a year, but I'm choosing Verstappen. Grant in Shortsland says, I bet Carlos finishes second in the Driver Championship this year. He's going to be fired up losing his seat. Well, we'll see. But I wonder if there's going to be some radio messages where Carlos... What about when it comes to... Oh, big lock up here. Who's this on the installation? Goodness me. It's one of the cash apps. It's Daniel Ricciardo, I believe, with the Red Bull helmet. With a massive lockup, just like doing its installation app right now, from what I saw. Bit weird. Max Verstappen's car is on his grid slot at the front of the grid, so Verstappen's already there. George says, whoa, allegedly. Yeah, sorry, the stream, there was a stream buffering issue. I said allegedly lots of times there. When's the formation lap going to start? It's going to start in 30 minutes. C says the leaked inverted commas evidence looks like AI generated. And Gerard seems more dodgy with leak rather than appeal with Horner. Prithvi, we need Sweaty George to get turned in by Verstappen. Well, it had to be a great run by Sweaty George from behind Verstappen. Yeah, fingers crossed with the timing, but I'm going to follow up with Formula 1. Well, I'm looking at a replay with Lando here. Did he lock up as well? Yeah, Lando locked up on the installation lap. So Lando's he's on a set of soft tyres, presumably a scrubbed set, and he's locked up in the same place as the AlphaTauri, the Cash... What's an AlphaTauri? The Cash App RB did. George Russell was right behind him, just looking at it. It's a big lockup. I mean, you know, I think they go around on scrub tyres and then they put on the set they're going to start the race in, but that's 2 cars I've seen lock up on their way to the grid. Gerard says dusty trap. Maybe it could be a dusty trap, but the F2s were around, weren't they? Early old UTAS, who's your favourite F1 driver? I don't really have a favourite. I don't have a standout favourite. Kireth, first time I've ever agreed to Horner Cocoa Pops are meant to be eaten for bed. I haven't seen that one, actually. Isabel Paflug in the house. Grant, do you think someone like James Hunt would have been able to drive an F1 nowadays? He would have been out to like Horner. Well, I think the thing is about Formula 1, I'm looking at pictures now of the grid, okay? It's that long shot where they look down the grid as all the mechanics there, all the VIPs and everything. Formula 1 is so heavily male dominated in terms of positions of power. Hang on, let's just hold that thought. Did Hamilton lock up as well? Lock up by Hamilton as well, same corner. Hamilton's locked up. It's the downhill. That is so bad. It's the downhill like, I'm going to count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, it's about lap, corner 10 or something. It's a very tight left-hander. It's the tightest left-hander on the track. So that's 3 cars looking up now. But they're so, like, basically, Formula 1 in terms of position power is so male-dominated. It's very not gender represented. I know the drivers is a little bit different. But I'm talking about team principals and lead engineers and, like, people in the management meetings. So I wonder whether this Christian Horner thing is whatever the evidence, alleged evidence, at some level there was a complaint and it was investigated. Whether it's actually, it's really embarrassing for F1 as a whole, because when you look at F1 under a microscope, you're like, hang on, the positions of power are very heavily male dominated. Like, leaving the drivers aside. So yeah, no, but leave the drivers. Leave the drivers. I'm just talking about like head of whatever, head of this, head of that. Majid, how do you feel about Hamilton Ferrari? Like I said, I don't know whether it's going to work. I'm very interested about that. I think it's a great move for Hamilton. I don't know whether Ferrari. I just don't know. I don't know. George, with regards to the leaks, there have been case people going to jail for abusive messages and assaults, but it's turned out to be totally faked. The whole thing that is being spread around could be fake. I mean, I don't think any major news organisations are really reporting on it. Oh, who's this? Is it Diplo? It's Diplo! I was able to recognise Diplo. Diplo's doing the DJing. That's what we like to see, authentic F1 content. But just on that point about like representation, like this whole thing, these power structures, I feel also like Formula 1 perhaps think, oh, F1 Academy is like deals with that. Okay, F1 Academy is where you have all the representation. But I don't view it that way. I don't think that solves it. I think it's, I imagine in the board reports they do at F1, they're like, well, it's like, what are we doing about diversity and gender representation? I imagine it's a load of stuff about F1 Academy. It's like, we started F1 Academy and we put W Series into administration and then we didn't broadcast. No, they won't say that. But say we did F1 Academy and we got, but it's sort of, it's not really addressed in the core issue. Anyway, there's some stuff I was thinking about there. Who do you think will win the first race? I mean, I put it down to Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen's going to win it. Yep, just 25 minutes to go as the sun is setting in Bahrain. The grandstands look pretty packed. We'll have my commentary. Oh, John Lacey's there again. Nico Hulkenberg is walking down to the grid. There's no grid walk yet. Message retracted. I was about to read it. Xena says every major newspaper is covering it. Actually, I think the headline of The Sun was covering it, but I'm not sure that if that adds credibility or actually removes credibility. Tyler says Claire Williams versus Williams, it just wasn't good enough. Well, it's been a big change at Williams, that's for sure now. Under new ownership, under new management, and basically with a new driver. But I would say this about Williams. If you took Alex Albon out, let's say they had Logan Sargent and they still had Lance Stroll, how good do we think Williams would be doing? Like, is it really, is Alex Albon really the secret sauce at Williams? Isabel Flug says, I feel F1 Academy will bring up at least one female driver into F1. Will take some time, the next 5 years. Well, Dorian Pin is clearly just a very fast racing driver. But the reality is in F1 Academy, she's going to be racing... Let's be blunt about it. Some of the drivers she's going to be racing are not of her standard. So is she going to be improving as much as she could in that series? She's going to be improving more probably in the other series she's racing in. Like the regional F4s and stuff like that. WEC. Right, Martin Brundle's on the grid here. Brundle on the grid. Here we got the sun is setting now. It's orange sky. Jamie, would you rather fall to second or stay first after turn 1? Now the DRS after lap 1. I'd always rather be in front because I feel like I can control the space. Can make it super difficult for people. Tyler, Albon to Mercedes. Albon to Mercedes could be an absolutely mad move, to be honest. Albon to Mercedes. Whew. But it's a very good point, and it follows on from what I was saying, was that if Alex Albon moves on to Red Bull or Mercedes or whoever, because he's clearly a driver of that caliber, who are Williams going to get? And are Williams going to end up in a Haas situation? Like, do Williams really do that much better than Haas overall? I'm not sure. Martin Brundle's interviewing someone, I don't know who it is. They got some glasses and sort of white hair. Charles Gordon Lennox, who's the 11th Duke of Richmond. Anyone know anything about this lad? Charles Gordon Lennox. Yeah, we'll have to see about the Ferrari pit stops. Now we're going to see those pit stops in anger. Who else is on the grid? Martin Brundle's on the move. Roaming. Looks like there's some shakes. Carlos Sainz Jr. Senior is there, I should say. You have heard of him, okay. DJ Superfly in the vertical stream saying, I'll never watch an F1 again. He's the guy who owns Goodwood. That's what I was thinking. But I thought he was an Earl. I thought he was an Earl. Got some parachuters in the sky. It's not a protest. They're Red Bull parachuters with the Bahrain flag. Or maybe it will turn out to be a protest. And it's like a hitman mission where they've had to infiltrate the skydiving centre. And then they're going to actually divert now, rip off their Red Bull suits and this orange Jet Stop oil and land on the track. I called it here first. Atmosphere has got the hype. Yeah, just 20 minutes to go, everyone. Just 20 minutes to go. All the cars are on the grid. It's a bit of a dry and boring grid walk at the moment, I've got to be honest. Oh, Patrice Evra's here. What a coincidence. Patrice Evra, pundit on Sky Sports. It's not a coincidence. You know who you're going to meet. It's all fake. Can I say it? You're all moved in the right places. So Patrice Evra here. Man who likes his chicken. And Neymar! Neymar in the house! See, this is a thing, right? So Neymar's just rocked up and oh, Brundle's had enough. Brundle's just walked off. So Brundle was interviewing Evra, presumably that's a Sky Sports tie-up thing. And then Evra sees Neymar and just starts like doing high fives with Neymar. Neymar's clearly not on the Sky Sports list, so Brundle just thinks, sack this off. I'm going to walk off. There we go. Tyler Alpine were really bad yesterday. Yes, they were. Yeah, Neymar's at the Grand Prix. Is he not meant to be playing football? Brundle on the move. He can't really find anyone. I've got to be honest. Brundle turns back now. Is it Franchitti here? Dario Franchitti? Formula E commentator? Obviously, Brundle will know Franchitti. So he's gone in there. I'm not sure who's the person he really wants to speak to. In fact, do they have a board coming up? Do they have a title board? No title board, Franchitti. So I don't reckon that was not staged. So Patrice Evra, they know they're going to meet Patrice Evra, so they prepare a graphic and put it up. The producer like, yeah, Patrice just coming up in 3, 2, 1. John Lacey's on the move. I've lost Brundle now. Brundle. Oh, who's Brundle's with? Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson on the grid. Oh no. There's no Verstappen, Max Verstappen, maybe. Jeremy Clarkson looks like he's going to say something that shouldn't be broadcasted. Welcome, Mike Schmidt, to Legend by the World. Thank you so much, Mike Schmidt. Becoming a legend, becoming a member. There's 2 members today. Can we get some 10s out of 10s in the comments there? Thank you so much for the membership. There you go. There's your engine rev. Thanks, Mike and Mac earlier as well. Jeremy Clarkson is talking about something or other. He looks old now, Jeremy. He looks like he's going to age quickly. Bumika is sacrificing final exams test for this match. Well, traditionally it's called a race, but yes. Let's see. On the island of Bahrain. Welcome, Sammy, as well. Oh, George Rogers has got a triple combo of emojis there. Look at them all coming through now. 17 more minutes to go. Well, I was at a Formula E race last year in Berlin, and they had a environmental protest at the Formula E race, which I thought was interesting. Someone wants a selfie with Clarkson. That's it. Where's Brundle now? Oh, it's a very busy grid. Is that Mike Tyndall? He's just ignored Tyndall there. He's an England Rugby World Cup winning player and now also part of the royal family. Brundle was not interested. Just shoved him out of the way. Having a look at the Red Bull car now. Ragvi, I hope the stream is not 40 seconds. I can't see what that next word is. Slow like yesterday. Well, hopefully not. We'll do a latency check, Ragvi. We'll do a latency check. It's been a pretty dry grid walk, I've got to say. It's not one of the all-time classics. Is MBR online? I don't know. MBR has been in the Formula E streams this season. Who's this? Some lady with orange hair. Is she part of the royal family? Is she part of the royal family? I'm not very good at my royals. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. Is she the mother of the princess that Mike Tyndall is married to? It says royalty on the grid here.
Okay, crack on.
But still, I'm like, no offense to the royal family, but that's not. They're not premier royals, are they? It's not like you've got Prince Harry. Is Prince Harry part of the royal family? To be honest, this is one of the worst grid walks of all time. Like, this is not the one. Yeah, Brundle's just what he's lost. He's just looking around trying to find someone, anyone, and there's no one. Oh, he's trying to find a driver now. He's found George Russell. Just going to the safety of the drivers. Mark, I've been at Motor 1 Germany, but I was in Berlin and I put out a post on YouTube. I was like, because my flight got cancelled back. I said, I'm in Berlin for an extra 2 days. What should I do? And some people said go to Motor World. But I think I hung out with Gamer Muscle, the sim racing YouTuber. We had lots of beers. Welcome, Gary Laster. Good to see you. Watching via the Disney Plus bundle. Wow, watching like a pro. Who am I supporting this year? Well, as you can see, just hoping for some good racing. Murray saying Jerry Halliwell's put on the. I didn't see Jerry Halliwell. Carl saying George going to win this. I don't know. I'm just at this stage now. 50 minutes to go. I want the race to start, to be honest. I would quite like the race to start. Crash at turn 10, first lap. You mean is that the tight left-hander? Charles Leclerc looks super relaxed. It's time for the anthems now. Oscar Piastri on the move. Looking super relaxed. Lewis Hamilton goes through as well. And Lando Norris all making their way to the front. The safety car this race is a Mercedes AMG. Absolutely no implication of bias there. All the dignitaries are making their way. Is this all a like? I don't know, man. Wasn't it Hungary last year? Remember we streamed Hungary last year? And there was no one, there were no celebrities on the grid. The only celebrity was Terry Crews. Remember, it was just Terry Crews. And I was like, this is so refreshing. It's like, clearly the celebrities don't want to come to Hungary. And it's just like, it feels very authentic. Like, every race is different. This is Bahrain. This is the vibe. There's dignitaries. There's royals. There's money. Welcome, Melissa, to Legend. Speaking of money, thank you so much, Melissa, for becoming a legend, for becoming a member. Majid says, Melissa, you legend. Thank you so much. The 3 members today. Can we get the emojis out there? For all of our members, Melissa, Mike, and Mac. Basically, if your name doesn't start with an M, you can't become a member today. That's it. That's the rule. That's the rule, everyone. Thank you so much. Please do welcome Melissa. Phil in the short stream saying Max wins this easy. How do we think Perez is going to do? Good point. How do we think Sergio Perez is going to do this race? Will it be a 1-2 for Red Bull? And also, and I said this a lot last season, is it more acceptable for Verstappen to be so dominant because Perez is sort of, you know, a bit of a banter teammate at the moment? And so it doesn't look like Red Bull are so dominant. There we go. Look at all the claps coming in. Keith is saying Perez going to bin it. The Bahraini band are playing the anthem. Oh, there's a plane coming over. It looks to me like a... Is it a 777 Dreamliner? It's Gulf Air. Gulf Air passenger commercial jet goes over. Flypass performed by... Oh, it's Ryanair. Using sustainable fuels or something. Sky didn't even show the... I couldn't even read the thing. Phantom saying Alonso for the win. Alfonso, maybe we'll see. Majid, in my opinion, I think Leclerc is going to dominate for a bit and then Verstappen wins. Well, that's a pretty bold statement saying Leclerc's going to dominate. Liar, Charles will destroy today. I'm high on hope. Right, chat, should we do a nations check? Let's do a nations check. Let's do it. 10-minute warning before the race starts. Where in the world are you watching from? Let me know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. Put your country in. Rep your ends. Rep your ends, everyone. Majid first for Lebanon. Isabel Plug, Germany. Flatka, Croatia. J-Ro USA, Mike, America, Laya, India, UK. It's spread out today. Sports from Kenya, Remo. Oh my goodness, going fast. We've got Iran, Canada, Boston, Philippines, France, India, more South Africa. Here come the Netherlands. Lush from Netherlands, Dutch Netherlands, George UK, Carter Netherlands, Melissa USA, Lahul Sweden, Guru South Africa, Darren UK, Cliff South Africa, Andriade Indonesia, Marek Poland, Australia coming through, Ashley Australia, Elder Australia, Lethal Australia, Murray Australia, Gerard Australia. Obviously the signal takes a little bit longer to go to turn upside down. Canada, South Africa, Has Racing from Birmingham. I'm very sorry to hear about that. Marek from Poland. So I don't know who won that. Got Wales in the shorts feed. Eban Van Vuren from South Africa. Ragavir, I'm watching at television from above the ground and below the sky. Not very precise there, Ragavir. India, I can't call that one. Yesterday we had an absolutely spectacular win for the Netherlands, but I can't call that. Oh, I know what we should do. Let's do it now. Share the stream. Let's do it. We haven't done it yet. Make sure you share the stream if you like it. Only if you like it. Click that red button below the stream which says share and share it on YouTube, Twitter, wherever your Insta, whatever your platform is. Share the stream. Share the love. Gunther Steiner is sharing the love. The man who got fired from Haas. He's now on the side of the grid working as a pundit, I understand, for German TV, but he's giving an interview to Sky at the moment. The man who I met at Monaco a few years ago and was very generous with his time. He's a cool bloke, if a little bit insane. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Right, helmets are going on, everyone. Oh, I can see people tagging me. Tag me in your shares, and I will like them. Getting notifications, being tagged in shares all over the shop. Gunther. Kiefer, yesterday you asked if anyone supported Alpine. Did you get any response? No, we got no responses to that. No responses. What have I missed here? Hungary was there as well. Malaysia, Ireland. I think there was any new countries. Croatia in the house. Fiji. There we go. One time, one stream, we'll try and knock off every country on the map. In fact, maybe I'll get that ready. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me know what you think about this. 7 minutes to go. For the next race in Saudi, I will buy a map of the world and I'll put it here, and we will try and tick off over the course of the year every single country. How does that sound? Angelica's from Italy, so we'd have Italy ticked off, but we'll start it next time. I'm gonna get an actual. Oh, I'm gonna get a globe. I'm gonna get a globe. I'm gonna buy a globe. Nice idea, yes indeed. Majid, in your opinion, think Verstappen will dominate this year? I think so. I think he will, but we're going to find out. It doesn't really matter what I think. Now's the time. What's this an advert for? Be a finance and HR rockstar workday. That's an oxymoron. Great idea. Okay, we'll do it. Where am I from? I'm from London. We're broadcasting from the international dateline. Sounds like a sort of spam, sort of matchmaking thing. Right, still adverts from Sky. 5 minutes to go. Do you know where we can watch F1 live? Well, in the UK, it's on Sky. So you've got to check in your territory. In many territories, you're going to get F1 Pro, F1 TV Pro. So you can buy it for that, and then you can have us on, and you can get the actual commentary. But yeah. Welcome to the new subs. Oh yes, indeed. Welcome to the new subs. Welcome. I think we can try and if you're watching and you like it and you hit subscribe, I think we can definitely hit 80k today. We know that's realistic, which is a huge milestone to 80k. Very big number. Welcome, Rob Craig. BMTs from Atlantis. Cliffs from Philippines. I lived in Baguio for a month. I don't know where Baguio is. Oh, the plane's still doing flybys. That passenger airline is still just rocking around, I think, unless it's a slow-mo. And F1 is free. If you're in Germany, F1's free. Guys, if you're in Germany, put the stream on your phone. Get the race footage on the TV. Watch in style. And Austria as well. Thanks, Matt McGuigan. Your commentary is 100% better than Sky and their advert show. It's a new age. It's a new era. Becca, where can I watch free? You got it. Basically, it sounds like you got to move to Germany. So, you know, the question is, how much of an F1 fan are you?
Keep your head down.
Philip's from Nigeria. Very nice. Right, everyone. There's just 4 minutes to go. Welcome, Remo. Remo and Kelly. Welcome to membership. There's your Mustang roaring away. Thank you so much. Can we get some claps out for Remo? The membership crewdom. We keep growing. Unstoppable. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Remo. Always very much appreciated. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Someone said, is anyone from Bahrain? Yeah, if you're at Bahrain, let us know in the comments, in the chat, so we can get a live sort of vibe check from you down on the ground. Go away, Bahrain GP stream on ESPN HD. We know that. ESPN. Always. Oh, ESPN always come in. It's all... Don't you get the vibe? Don't you get the vibe? We've just hit 200 likes. The vibe is sort of like... Funky Monkey with the 18 months. Big up for everyone that joined us to enjoy the race together. Hope we get to... I hope everything's going to work. I hope everything's going to work, everyone. And by the way, I want to say this. At the beginning of the race, if everything is working, I am going to let you know what... I'm going to commentate what I'm seeing from the pictures. So I will be a little bit delayed from the live timings. But then I will join it up. I can do this. Just so we know. Just so we know. Is Max Verstappen going to dominate this race? Is he going to start amazingly and jump away from the start and we never see him again and we can declare the season done? We can just scratch the 22 races. We don't need to do that. We just give him the title and we come back in 2025. Or is it going to be a dramatic race? Who knows? We just don't know. We're in the... What they call in football, we're in the corridor of uncertainty now. I don't think F1 was ever free on Channel 4. F1 was free on the BBC and then they went to Sky. Channel 4 do, like, I think they do Silverstone for free sometimes, stuff like that. Captain National says Max will win easily. Leroy said Malaysia got to come back. Sepang. Right, I might get some tyre info now. Yeah. Well, I told you yesterday, but we got the 3 compounds are more on the harder side of the spectrum. Just 1 minute 50 to go. Isabel Plug saying not a lot of sand on the track today. And Keith, is this track representing the rest of the season? Well, it's quite a fast track. So, you know, if you go to somewhere like Monaco, you know, or Zandvoort, with a lot of, you know, tight, twisty corners, it's going to be slightly different characteristics of the car that are relevant. Ugh. But, it's pretty indicative. It's pretty... Oh, Ragovir with the upgrade! Oh my goodness, Ragovir's upgraded to Kireth Super Legend! Thank Ragovir with the big upgrade there. Thank you so much, Ragovir Das. Huge! Get your emojis out, everyone. And by the way, if you are a member, you do have access to your Ferrari, Hamilton, Verstappen, Albon, 10 out of 10, green flag, yellow flag, send it, kick the car, yes, no, share. You got all of these basically. So if you're a member, make sure you're aware of the access to the fountain of emojis, so you can fully express yourself. Majid somehow has got a snail. I don't know where you've got that snail from, mate. Somehow you put a snail in the chat. Welcome to Bit Preamp. Sean Finch been a while, yeah, but we're here now. I mean, great timing. People are turning up now. People have got their drinks. They've got their snacks. They're all warmed up. It's the race. It's on a Saturday. We're going to get it all done on a Saturday. We're going to free up our Sunday to do all the chores we're meant to do, like cut the grass. You know, that's how it's going to work, isn't it? We're all going to be so much more productive on a Sunday because of this race. Thank you, Formula 1. How long till race start? The race is imminently starting. I'm looking. They're all on the grid. Carlos Sainz staring in the sort of front-facing camera. There's just the very few mechanics left around the cars, just holding down the tyre blankets. So we're getting ready for formation lap, basically. We're getting ready for the formation lap. Nathan's got a race prodigy race I can't watch. Wow, there's a race prodigy here, and his name is Max Verstappen. He's starting on pole position. As there's just one mechanic on each tyre cover, and Ferrari take theirs off. Red Bull take a little bit longer. So everything comes off the cars, the jacks go down, and all the mechanics are at the side of the circuit. So we're getting ready for the formation lap, everyone. One red light. And when that red light goes out, we'll commence the formation lap as the Rolex ticks over to 6 PM Bahrain time. And we get 2 green lights, and we are away on the formation laps. The cars are moving on the formation lap. Here we go. Squire, let's see how the season will pan out. Well, we're going to have a very good indication very shortly. Is there going to be drama at turn 1? We've seen it before. It's a very tight turn 1. It's much tighter than it looks on the track map, to be honest. And then you go through this it's not a chicane, but you go to these S's almost, which is where we saw Roman Grosjean have his death-defying crash. And it's very common to see cars going side by side through there, making contact, and then also content. Now Pirelli seems to think, or Amazon seems to think, it's going to be softs and hard tires. So not really using the medium. I don't know if that is accurate yet on the left-hand side. I'm waiting to see some more indications from Sky on the tyres being used. Have I seen the footage of Alonso mewing? I haven't seen it. Everyone keeps talking about this. Yeah, everyone remember to breathe. Remember, this is your breathing warning. A reminder. Remember to breathe. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go then. You can see the drivers already. Lap 1. Standings are ready. So bear in mind, I'm 40 seconds behind the live timings. Because Sky is 40 seconds behind. So I'm going to call it as I see it from the pictures. Your live timing, if it's all working, will be ahead of me. Welcome Musa. Welcome Size X. Because I want to let you know what I see as Max Verstappen is going past the pit entry line on my screen, and there's going to be quite a while to grid up. 20 drivers to grid up here. So it's actually quite unusual for the pinnacle of motorsport, because it doesn't work like this in WEC. Doesn't work like this in Formula E, because they're already on the grid in Formula E. And so you know, you obviously get it in F2, F3, F4, etc. But it's a long time to grid up, basically. Zach Brown leans back on the McLaren pit wall. Oh, Verstappen is going to have to wait a long time here. It's going to be a long time for Verstappen. As everyone is still filtering through. I'm on board here with the Visa Cash App drivers. And there we are. So your live timing is gone. I'm going to look at my pictures. I'm going to look at my pictures and tell you what I see, okay? The good news that you got your live timing working. Just so we understand, that's how it works. So on my screen, all the cars have lined up. The marshal walks behind with the green flag. 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. We're underway for the first race here of 2024 season. Great start for Max, who goes ahead of Charles Leclerc, cuts him off, gets to the inside. Max Verstappen is going to be clearly in the lead here. And the loser is potentially George Russell because Sergio Perez had a great start. One of the Aston Martin spins at the back. They might have lost their front wing, so some carnage at the back of the grid. But as I see it, it's Max Verstappen, then Leclerc, and then it's George Russell has got back into P3 as both McLarens are going side by side. So someone's lost out at the back of the pack there. And Fernando Alonso is still ahead of both McLarens. So it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Alonso. Then still the 2 McLarens going side by side. And then it's Lewis Hamilton. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Nico Hülkenberg saying he's got front wing damage. So Hülkenberg front wing damage. Maybe he's lost it in a collision with Lance Stroll there. So nightmare start for Lance Stroll, I believe. Who's, yeah, right at the back of the pack. I'm going to have a look now what we've got. Oh, yeah, so Hülkenberg had an incident, I believe, with Lance Stroll. And there was front wing damage. There was a yellow flag for a time, but they've taken the yellow flag away. And it is Verstappen. It is a familiar old tale, isn't it? Max Verstappen. We'll have a look at the intervals. I mean, on my screen, it's already a second interval. It's already a second from Max Verstappen to Charles Leclerc, which is quite extraordinary in one lap. I mean, this could be absolute domination. We'll see. Hülkenberg comes into the pits, by the way. So Hülkenberg comes in. Will they be able to fix that Haas? There's something on the circuit, by the way, on the start-finish rate that all the cars are going over and sparking. It's massive sparks. It looks like the cars are running over something. It looks like there's debris. I haven't seen sparking like this at Bahrain. Even when we think back to the duel in the desert between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton back in 2016, wasn't it? So possibly some debris on the main straight. The Sky standings are broken, by the way, so the live timings are broken on Sky as well. Just trying to see where Logan Sargent is. But yeah, the gap 1.2 seconds I have between Verstappen and Leclerc and Nico Hülkenberg. They are desperately trying to change that front wing on the Haas. They get it done and Hülkenberg was able to come out. Yeah, there's generally some issues again with the live timing coming out of Bahrain, I think for Sky and for us as well. But I can tell you what I'm seeing, which is that it's green flag conditions. Max Verstappen is streaking away. Verstappen is streaking away here. So we've got Verstappen and there's 1.3 seconds to Leclerc. Leclerc is a whole second ahead of George Russell. And then you've got Russell closely pursued by Perez. Perez is a second ahead of Carlos Sainz. And Carlos Sainz is almost 2 seconds ahead of Fernando Alonso. And Alonso is closely pursued by both McLarens and Lewis Hamilton on the back of that. And then there's a bit of a gap to Yuki Tsunoda. So there are some big gaps appearing here. There's some big gaps appearing. Oh my goodness me. Max Verstappen, 1.5 seconds as he goes over the line start lap 3. The incident between Lance Stroll and Hülkenberg has been noted, causing a collision. And one of the McLarens here gets past Alonso. So Lando Norris has got past Fernando Alonso here. So it looks like Alonso might become a cork in the bottle. It might be a Fernando train. Verstappen's freed himself. And the Ferrari of... Oh, Russell gets past Leclerc. George Russell gets past Leclerc. That must have been an error from Leclerc there. And looks like Leclerc's falling backwards into the clutches of Perez. What's going on with Charles Leclerc? Has he run over some debris or something? Because Leclerc was looking pretty good ahead of Russell. But George Russell in the Mercedes is now P2. Sweaty... Oh, but Leclerc locks up. Leclerc locks up as well. That's why he ended up going backwards into Perez. Goodness me, some mistakes here from Charles Leclerc. So George Russell in the Mercedes goes into P2. Right, if you're hoping for a close season in Formula 1 this season, you really want to see George Russell make some headway into Max Verstappen. Is that going to happen here? Keep an eye on the sector times. George Russell was, wow, 6/10 quicker through sector 1 last lap, but that would have been with DRS. So this time around, he's 2/10 slower. He's 2/10 slower. Thanks, Phil. Thanks everyone in the chat. Yeah, I'm looking at the footage as well. In these early stages of the race here, which is 40 seconds behind. But if we go back to, and also the standings, like again, we're having a lot of issues with the standings just generally around the world, it seems. But the big news on that lap is George Russell managing to get ahead of Charles Leclerc. And the gap I see it is 2 seconds. I see it as a 2-second gap between Verstappen and Russell. Not really sure why we don't have that on the standings there, to be honest. But it's a 2-second gap. And meanwhile, no one else has managed to get past Fernando Alonso. So Lando Norris up to P6 with Fernando Alonso in P7. And it's Oscar Piastri and Lewis Hamilton who are immediately behind. I'm having a look at the race start here. I'm going to see what happened with Nico Hülkenberg and Lance Stroll. So Lance Stroll had a great start. Came into the middle of the track. Not clear why there would be any incident here. Someone tried to go... Oh, I think it was Nico Hülkenberg's fault, that one. You know, you have to funnel into turn 1. Nico Hülkenberg thought there was a space up the inside. And he ended up fishtailing. He basically fishtailed Lance Stroll at the start of the race. So I'm surprised, actually, if there won't be a penalty for Nico Hülkenberg. Because Lance Stroll, I don't think, did anything wrong here. He was on the apex. And in fact, he'll be furious with Nico Hülkenberg. The wheel was all crossed up. I'm on board now with Nico Hülkenberg, letting you know what I see here. It was a space where you kind of had to go for it or wait, and Nico Hülkenberg just got his bearings wrong and ended up fishtailing Lance Stroll, and that's where he got the damage to his front wing. I'm pretty sure he'll get a penalty as well. So you can see now, there's the gap, by the way. The gap is in the gap column. Goodness me. Goodness me. 4 seconds, everyone. 4 seconds is the gap. But yeah, I'm very overexposed. 4 seconds is the gap, everyone. Oh. This could be absolutely mad domination. Everyone's locking up in the same corner we saw. In fact, Perez got very close to overtaking Leclerc. When Leclerc locked up into the tight left-hander, maybe that's turn 10. So that downhill corner where you're really, you know, putting a lot of pressure on the inside left tyre there. Wade says, comes down to reliability now. Squire, another dominant season. What do we think, everyone? 4-second gap between Verstappen. I mean, oh my... I mean, the track map speaks for itself. Is it going to be a case of it's Verstappen and then it's everyone else? Is it Verstappen and everyone else? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I don't have an agenda. I'm just telling you what I see. Verstappen's 4.2 seconds ahead. This could be the most dominant season in history. This could be the most dominant season in history. And if you're a team like Red Bull, where you're under scrutiny, your team principal's having all these leaks and stuff, allegedly this, allegedly that, the best antidote is just to win, right? The best antidote is to win. I mean, this is scary. This reminds me, I haven't seen this, really, since the Sebastian Vettel days. Is this reminding everyone of the Sebastian Vettel days at Red Bull? Like, I don't even remember this, like, last season that much. Like, not at this level. I mean, he's almost doing a second a lap. For God's sake, he just did a second a lap. Look at the laptop. I almost died. I'm so surprised. Look at the lap time. It was a second clear. It was a second clear. The man's got a second clear. What can I say? What's his lap time going to be? What's it going to be? Ah! Oh, I'll have to let you know what it's going to be, but the man is just... Reminds me of Schumacher 2002. Your voice so big. Big voice. Chat, I'm going to be honest, this looks absolutely dominant. And the car looks like a dream to drive. I think the question is here, can Perez... If Perez gets through, then that's going to put... Like, if he gets up to P2 here, That's going to put pressure on the FIA to be like, we need to do some changes here to the regs. Lando Norris saying we're going plan B. It's just, this is just ridiculous. 4.5 second gap on my screen. I'm going to let you know what the lap time was of that lap. But yeah, the timing generally is having some issues. Verstappen with the fastest lap. He's going to be at a 5-second gap. By the time that timing restarts, it's going to be a 5-second gap. He's a machine. I mean, how does this affect your view of the season? If Verstappen, there we go. Oh my god. 5.7. 5.7. Chat, can we do one thing? If you're watching and you're enjoying the stream, can you please subscribe so we get up to 80,000 subscribers? Can we have a ray of optimism here? Because, are you looking at the map? Are you seeing this map? This is stupid. This is crazy. This is... He's not in F1. He's in like F0.8 or something. Like, he's a formula ahead. Oh my god. Yeah, chat, what do you think the winning margin is going to be for Max Verstappen here? What's the minimum... Oh, 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. 80,000. Oh, look at this. Just blow it up. Amazing. Chat, 80,000 subscribers. Legendary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And it's going to be an interesting season to cover. It's going to be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting season. Look, I'm already seeing here. You got the pack at the back, right? Forget Hulkenberg. But you got Bottas up to Magnussen. That looks to be sort of like that's the back of the pack there. Then you've got Albon and Tsunoda who are sort of exceeding performance, but I generally say that's sort of the, you know, the lower half. Let's include Albon and Tsunoda. Then you've got Hamilton up to Russell. That's sort of the midfield, which is basically everyone but Max. And that's where we are right now, right? That's where we are. Julie, he will lap Hulkenberg. He's going to lap a lot more than Hulkenberg, Julie. Julie, it's going to be a matter of laps until he laps Hulkenberg. Oh, Perez gets past Leclerc as well. I think it was another mistake from Leclerc locking up, from what I saw. So Perez has got past Leclerc. So Perez is up to P3. Are we going to see a Red Bull 1 and 2? Sizex, a Raging Bull, win this year's championship and then go on to win the next 3? Isabel Plug, Ferrari mechanics looking depressed already. Oh no. Oh no. 17 seconds. Thomas, I think it's going to be a 30-second lead. Like, but also, if you're Verstappen now, I'm telling you, you can just chill. You don't need to put it under stress. You don't need to risk it. You can just drive 80%. Like, the car is clearly so good. Were they sandbagging? Thanks, Captain Nationator. You guys and girls are insane. 80,000 subscribers to cover Max domination. We just call it like the Max domination stream. 7 seconds is the gap now, but I think he's going to manage it. Oh, another big lockup from Leclerc at the end of the straight into turn 1. I think Leclerc is going to come under big pressure from Carlos Sainz. Leclerc's brake bias is really not working for him. The gap, Julie, the gap is up there. You can see where it says gap. That's where the gap is. Did Hulkenberg go faster than Verstappen? No, he didn't. But Hulkenberg is going faster than everyone else pretty much but Verstappen. Oh, that's not true. That is true. Hulkenberg to second fastest driver on track. Welcome back, Obama. $8 Australian. Yesterday, he said his tyres were not firing up in quali, which points to long tyre life. I said yesterday, like 30 seconds. Thanks so much, Obama, for the $8 Australian. I know you donated yesterday as well. Much appreciated. And maybe you are right. We will see. But I think he's also going to manage the gap here. Vince says, just give Mac the trophy and let everyone else race for the Kireth Cup. We could do that. Hulkenberg is winning by so much. Yeah, Verstappen is trying to catch Hulkenberg. If you want to play along at home, just pretend Hulkenberg's leading. And like we think, is Max going to catch Hulkenberg? I think Max is managing the. I think Max is managing the pace now. I think Max will have a delta time that may go down with fuel rate. I don't know if they calculate that, but they're always saying like, Max, just do 37.2s, please. And then you just know you don't need to risk on track limits. You don't need to risk anything. Welcome Roxy, Atch, Tom Davis, Syndicat, Mine, Mini Matthew, Dane Clark, and everyone else. G Marabito says Cryer Hamilton. Yeah, it's frozen again. The standings keep freezing. I'll speak to Formula One on Monday. Guan Yu Zhou is pitted, by the way. And Lance Stroll's pitted as well. So we are seeing some people pitting. But again, the Sky Sports standings seem a little bit funny. George Rogers, F1. This could be an own goal for Red Bull if they cause people to switch off so early in the season. Maybe. We'll see. Obama, oh, thank you so much again for the trading 3. Max is Champions League, the rest are Europa League. I say right now, the rest are basically Conference League, to be honest. But thank you so much for the donation again. Russell is under big pressure from Perez. Oh, Sargent's off! Logan Sargent has crashed. Tick it off your bingo card. James Fowles looks confused. He was like, how can I fire this guy? Logan Sargent has binned it. It's happened. It's happened, everyone. It was Logan. The FIA were like, Williams needs some action here. Need some drama, please. Yeah, frankly, Max just needs to chill out. Just not dominate as much. I'll try and see if I can let you know what went on with the... Oh, Carlos Sainz gets past Leclerc as well. I'm having a look. It was down into turn 1. Carlos Sainz up the inside. Beats Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc really fought that. That could have been, honestly, that really could have been both Ferraris out of the race. Leclerc was millimetres away from there being a massive accident there. He did not want to give that up. But Carlos Sainz is ahead. And we talked about the dynamic earlier with Carlos Sainz. This is his last season for Ferrari. What does that mean? Are the team going to be like, well, Carlos, don't fight it that hard, please? Or if there was a crash, does Charles Leclerc feel like if there's a crash, they're more likely to blame Carlos? I don't know. I don't know. Like saying Leclerc is a baby squire, saying this was close. That was very close. Obama, everyone crying about Max, yet we're happy for Merck to win 8 straight. There will be tears when Max is 7-time champ by 30 years old. Sharkin needs a bin emoji. Remo noting that Hamilton has passed Alonso. Yes, he has. Hamilton has got past Alonso. And so has Piastri as well. So the Aston Martin pace looks poor. I'm on board here with Leclerc, who was fighting this. And we got a bit of a wobble onto the from the last corner on the straight. Carlos Sainz had the DRS. Sainz goes up the inside into turn 1. But then Leclerc really tries to fight it round the outside. He's never quite ahead, but they are sort of side by side. Meanwhile, Logan Sargent just had a massive lock-up and almost decided to turn off the track, basically. Looked like maybe a mechanical issue there for the Williams, which is actually maybe why James Vowles is confused. George Russell comes in the pit, and so does one of the Ferraris, is Charles Leclerc. So that's interesting. Does that mean Charles Leclerc has got priority here for an undercut? Have Ferrari prioritised Leclerc? What if Leclerc undercuts Carlos Sainz here? Should it not be the car ahead that gets priority? Size X Supermax in Champions League and the rest are in the 3rd division on planet Pluto. Is Carlos Sainz going to go into the box? Meanwhile, I think it was... who was fighting? Russell had to get past Bottas. And Bottas fighting him. So there goes Perez in the pits. Carlos Sainz on a different strategy. So, has Russell and Leclerc... Sorry. Has Leclerc been able to undercut Sergio Perez here? Let's see. Sainz got the Piastri treatment. Keep an eye here on Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez coming out of the pits. There's Perez. Is he going to get... He's going to get out well ahead of Leclerc there. Well ahead. But what about George Russell? Perez has... Oh, it must be close. Next, I'll have a look at the footage. Looks like Russell just got ahead of Perez there then. So Russell managed to maintain or keep P2, but you can see we've got an issue with the timings again. So I will let you know as it happened, because I'm looking here, the replay of Perez coming into the pits. Soft tyres off. And it looked like another pair of soft tyres on, by the way. Which is interesting.
Keep your head down.
Meanwhile, for Hamilton came in and put the hard tyres on. Trying to see if I can get a replay here of Sergio Perez and what happened coming out the pits. Yeah, Russell was ahead. In fact, Perez locked up coming out. So Russell was always ahead of Sergio Perez there. And we don't have a tyre indicator for Russell. The standings are not working. So I can't see what tyres Russell's on. It just doesn't say. Hard tyre. So hard tyre for Russell. Hard tyre, sorry, for Perez. Hard tyre for Leclerc. Hard tyre for Hamilton. So you would think this would be a one-stopper. You would think this would be a, you go to the hards to the end now. But we will find out. Lando Norris, why are you showing in the pits right now? Oh, Charles Leclerc has locked up again into turn 10 and run deep. Charles Leclerc is really not having a good time on the brakes there. It's about the 5th time Charles Leclerc has locked up this race. They're going for the long run. So does that mean that we have a different strategy here for the likes of Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso? And obviously Max Verstappen can kind of do what he wants now. So a lot of drivers boxing. I think this is a one-stop strategy. But Carlos Sainz deciding to go a little bit deeper. Isabel Flug saying, guys, keep it civil. Yes, let's keep it civil. Civilized. We're civilized people, aren't we? Sergio Perez with the fastest sector 1 out of anyone. So good news for Perez there, who looks like he might have got ahead of George Russell. Yes, Perez ahead of George Russell there. So when overtake Perez on Russell, that means Perez is essentially P2 right now. So Perez has taken realistically P2. So right now we have a Red Bull 1-2, everyone. It's a Red Bull 1-2. Aeronautics, you guys think Max will lap the whole track? You mean the whole field? I hope not, but we can kind of think where we are. So what I said earlier in terms of the different fields, I reckon Max is at least going to lap up to Guan Yu Zhou. So I reckon he's going to at least lap up to 12. Is he going to lap anyone ahead of that? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Funky with the gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Funky chat. Can we get our emojis out for Funky there? Rooker Gaming. Carlos Seitz in the pits as well. Yes, Rooker Gaming, Joseph, James, Alan Brinkerhoff, and Martin Robert Madsen. Chat, please get your claps out. Please get your clap emojis out there for Funky Monkey with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Funky. Big member of the community. Very much appreciated. As yes, I'm watching Carlos Sainz come into the pits now. So I will let you know how that works out. He locks up coming in, actually. So let's hope for his sake that he didn't speed. God bless you, Funky. Look at the claps coming out. 5 gifted memberships from Funky. Thank you so much. Enjoy your memberships if you got it gifted there. You get the Formula 1. You get the emojis. And let me just see Carlos Sainz. What was it like? Comes out and he's going to come out behind. Yeah, he came out behind Leclerc. And behind Russell as well. Almost crashed into Leclerc, actually, to Carlos Sainz. I'll tell you what, those Ferraris are definitely going to hit each other this season. Alex Albon, by the way, is legitimately P3. So Albon is P3. Leclerc saying, I just cannot get out of front looking everywhere. I agree. Something's wrong with that Ferrari. Leclerc is just locking up all the time. I think they've got the brake bias wrong or something. So it must be impossible for Leclerc to really judge his braking markers. But there we go. Leclerc has undercut Carlos Sainz. So now Carlos Sainz is going to have to try and overtake Leclerc again. And that's going to possibly, as Alonso and Albon go in, that's going to promote Perez to the P2 I was saying. And have a look. Leclerc and Sainz, are they very close over the line? Possibly. I'm not sure what Ferrari are doing here, but it looks like Sainz is a lot more comfortable in the car. So if I was then, I would have put Sainz on the premium strategy. BTEC saying Hamilton battery issue. Can you report more? Hamilton battery issue. What is the battery issue? Let us know. Italian Civil War, let's go. Warmongering there. Fernando Alonso drops behind Guan Yu Zhou. Has Guan Yu Zhou pitted yet? I don't know if Guan Yu Zhou is pitted or not, but that's really not good for Alonso then. 31-second gap Verstappen to Perez. Remember, Verstappen has not pitted yet. Verstappen has not pitted yet. But it just shows Verstappen's got no issues with the tyres. He can do what he wants. It's Verstappen's world and we're all living in it, basically. Sneha Gusain says it's pretty sure who will win. Let us know who that is, Sneha. Obama battery issues an excuse. Hamilton washed. Yeah, 31 seconds. Right, let me change my battery pit stop. Ugh. 31 seconds. But he's going to pit, so it's going to be really like a 10-second gap. Is Charles Leclerc going to lock up again? I'm on board with him. No, he's done it this time. Pit stop complete. Jay, why is Hamilton struggling? People saying batteries. Oh my goodness me! The Ferrari's almost crashed. The Ferrari's almost crashed. I'm telling you, Ferrari, you gotta let Carlos Sainz get ahead because your boy's gonna crash into Leclerc here, and it is gonna be Italian Civil War. Quite is Sainz a better driver than Leclerc right now? Sainz is a lot more comfortable in the car. They almost had a massive crash. Carlos Sainz is right behind Charles Leclerc. Let's hope it's for their sake. It's going to be a DRS overtake. Go onto the home straight. Did it happen? Yes, it's happened. You can see. How did it happen there? I'm going to let you know. Go past the pit wall. Leclerc couldn't get it done, actually. Oh, my goodness. What a move from Carlos Sainz. What a dive bomb. Carlos Sainz has dived back from about 5 car lengths. He does not care. The overtake of the season already. Verstappen's boxing. Verstappen's in the box. Carlos Sainz, I'm telling you, he didn't care whether Leclerc turned in there. He was like, I don't care. I'm just going to absolutely dive bomb this. That is a Gran Turismo move, that one. Ferrari fired the wrong guy. Yeah, they got the wrong paperwork. Admin error. I'm telling you, that's what I'm seeing. Is like Carlos Sainz has got more pace here than Charles Leclerc for whatever reason. Just let Carlos Sainz go and see whether he can get into Russell. He almost crashed into Russell. What a move. What a move. By the way, he overtook Charles Leclerc from like 5 car lengths back. Charles Leclerc's still locked up. So Charles Leclerc has got some sort of issue here with the front brakes. Verstappen came in to put the hard tyre on. Not the fastest pit stop in the world. 2.9. I mean, it feels bad saying that, but pretty good. Oh, Kate with the gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Kate. 24-month member, Delta, Vince, Bapper, TCR Skid, Joe Collins as well. Please, chat, can we get our emojis out there for Kate? Gifting 5 memberships. Absolutely huge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kate. And Funky Monkey as well with the 5. Please get your emojis out there. As I'm looking on board with Russell here. Carlos Sainz is all over Russell. Hang on a second. Carlos Sainz is on the move. He's going to try and go round the outside of Russell. Does he do it? Yes, he does. Carlos Sainz up into P3. Carlos Sainz is proving a damn point here. Thank you so much, Kate, for the gifted 5. Look at all the love coming out in chat. Yeah, the standings keep freezing. Don't worry. I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to sort it out. I'll speak to Formula 1 about it. But I've also got the live footage here, so I can let you know what's going on. And what I'm letting you know is that Carlos Sainz is 2.7 seconds behind Sergio Perez. I want to see Don Carlos get into Perez here. That's what I want to see. But honestly, how is Verstappen so clear of Perez? Well, he's 5 seconds clear now. Man, Verstappen might just be like so good. Verstappen might be so good. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Saul Goodman in the house. There we go. We got some standings back now. So 5.5 is the gap between Verstappen and Perez. So I think it's pretty clear that Verstappen's been taking it easy. Leclerc locks up again into turn 10. Leclerc there's some issue there, and I really don't know why Ferrari gave Leclerc an undercut. Like, unless they were trying to, he's gone deep again. Unless they were trying to get him into Russell or something. But it very nearly backfired. I think Carlos Sainz knew that there were funny games being played. Yeah, races today. This is the race, everyone. Verstappen has pitted. So what you see there, that freeze of the standings. Oh, there we go. 6.1 seconds is the gap there between Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Leclerc washed. I'm hesitant to say Leclerc is washed because I feel like it's more to do with the car. There's some issue with the car. Chat, do we think Max is the fastest driver we've ever seen in Formula 1? What do we think? What's wrong with Daniel? Oh, by the way, Logan Sargent looks like has he been lapped then? Has Sargent been lapped? Yeah, Sargent's been lapped. He's not retired, he's just been lapped. Ocon is so far ahead of Gasly as well. That's weird. Look at the difference between Ocon and Gasly. Yes, Natasha says yes. Julie says yes. Fastest. Yeah, I'm saying fastest ever. I'm talking like Fangio, Senna, Prost, Schumacher, Hamilton, whoever you want to throw. I wonder if Charles Leclerc has a dangerous brake issue and they'll actually need to retire that car. Squire, he's proving he is. Roxy, he's lucky with the car and ballsy with the race. Oh my goodness, 135.2. So Verstappen has just gone 2 seconds quicker than George Russell. Do we want to hear that again? Verstappen has just gone 2 seconds quicker. It's like that meme with the George Bush photo. Oh man. Goodness me. So how do you think this race is going to shake out then? So I think the thing to talk about is Carlos Sainz going to catch Sergio Perez? And can Hamilton get past both McLarens? That's what we want to see, or no? Don't get mad at Max being his dad. I don't know what that means. Why did Leclerc fall back? He's got brake issues. Isabel Lumfowl, same comment. I don't know what that comment was. Liar, Sainz needs to overtake Perez and prove his smooth operation. Guys, I've been saying all along the last few days, I think Verstappen's going to dominate this race. Like, that's just been my gut feeling from all the information I've been getting. It's another fastest lap for Verstappen. I don't think Verstappen cares about trying to make it exciting or whatever. I think he's here. He's gonna drive for an hour and a half. He's gonna dominate, and he's gonna go on a private jet, and he's gonna go on iRacing. Happy days, like, you know, happy days. What's up with Hamilton? People are saying battery issue for Hamilton, but he has gone faster than the 4 drivers ahead of him. So keep an eye on Hamilton coming back through. Sharkin would like to see cars swap with Masson Lewis. Isabel Plug saying Verstappen over 7 seconds in front of Perez. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeedy. By the way, we're only about a third of the way through this race. I've got to be honest. So it could be a big old gap here. Could be a big old gap. Is Leclerc lifting? I'm not sure. I think he's struggling in the braking zone from what I can see. He's locking up a lot. M6, Joss is probably nodding his head somewhere, and what a beast I made. Jay, don't want to see the repeat of last season. Want to see Ferrari challenging for the title this season, and icing on the cake will be Sainz being the world champion. Well, Carlos Sainz is trying to be best of the rest. It looks like Nico Hülkenberg came into the pits again. In fact, he's showing still in the pits. I wonder if Nico Hülkenberg is going to be retiring from this race. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. I'm seeing now coming into the pits. Coming off the hard tyre. And going on to another set of hards. So remember, Hülkenberg pitted lap 1. He would have come off the softs and gone hards. So maybe it is going to be a 2-stop race here. Maybe it's going to be a 2-stop. Yeah, there's nothing I could do about the freezing from HQ, so it will restart of its own accord. Sargent has been lapped. I'm on board here with Daniel Ricciardo, who went up the inside of Gasly, presumably, and got the move done. In the Cash app. 8.6 now. I mean, it looks like Verstappen is clearly a second. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This isn't... Is it normal, though? When you think about it, we went from, in recent years... I'm getting old now, but we went from Schumacher, bit of a gap. We went to Vettel, bit of a gap. We went to Hamilton, and then we went with no gap to Verstappen. Is this just normal? Thanks, Blacker. Yeah, Leclerc's brake issues, I think. Well, the McLarens aren't really catching him super quick, but they are catching in 3:10. So at that rate, in about 10 laps, the McLarens will catch Leclerc. Our chat is strong enough to make it. If everyone writes Max crash in the chat, maybe when this unfreezes, it'll be Max having a very safe, sort of gentle trip to the gravel trap, which I ran on here. Do you think Red Bull win every race season? I reckon there's a 30% chance they do. I mean, they were only one away last season, and they look stronger this season. I'm going to say there's a 60% chance. It just feels so much can go wrong. Like, anything could happen. Wet weather. I mean, think about Zandvoort last season. Like, Red Bull was so good at Zandvoort last season in terms of strategy. Max, save crash. Perez, you are super quiet. Perez has been told on the radio he's super quiet there. Max, don't listen to me. Don't worry, we don't have a live feed into Max. Is Christian Horner on the pit wall? Oh, Hubert's swapping out his transmitter. He's had the wrong one. He's been getting messages about Cocoa Pops. Max, engine issues. Something, but I'm telling you, Red Bull have just built an absolutely dominant car here, and they've got the best driver in the world in it, and they've got him in the zone, and they're a well-oiled machine. They know how to win. They want to win. They push each other. They don't rest on their laurels. It's dangerous. If Red Bull was a country with an army, I'd be afraid. Welcome TGM, welcome to the new subs. Yeah, we've got 80,000 subscribers, thank you so much. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. We're going to be here all season. All season long we're here. So, frankly, it doesn't matter to me if he's dominating or not. I'm still going to be here. And actually, look at the Carlos Sainz-Perez battle. Carlos Sainz just 2 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Hamilton is just 3 seconds behind the McLarens, but they're all lapping quite similarly. Fernando Alonso's sort of in his own pack, and then we've got the Guan Yu Zhou, like, that's the midfield now. Chat, do you agree with me? Do you agree that this is the sort of the halves of the grid, so to speak? So you've got everyone up to Guan Yu Zhou is the back of the pack. Then you've got your midfield, which is Alonso, probably should be Stroll, up to Perez, and then you've got Verstappen. That's how I see it. Smooth operator, Hawaiian says. Captain, 100k subs. Look, we could get to 100k. It would be mad. 100k, we're going to have a plaque from YouTube here. It's going to be here. Maybe we can illuminate it. You can make it happen, chat. You can make it happen. Rakovic, it's not boring. Max just threw the challenge. Come and beat me. We're down on the mainstream. We're down on the mainstream. People of the shorts feed. People of the shorts feed. We're down. We're down on the mainstream. It said we detected audio, but it's not. It's F1 Manager. We're down. They don't want to see us cover the Max domination. They don't want to see us. I'm going to put the email address of the person who... Is it public? Can I put this email address? I guess it's public, right? It's a Gmail address. Someone's... It's a Gmail address. It starts like this. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to do some drop, but it's a Gmail address like this. Like, it's not even... It's... This isn't... Because I've spoken with Formula 1, like... So it's not Formula 1. It's some random bro. It's some random bro. Do I have to sue them? Do we have to sue them? Competitors! Surely not. Surely it's not dastardly. But what if I sue them? Like, because that's just not right. Will they go to jail or something? Yeah, the shorts feed is untouched. Shorts feed OP. No, I think it's some random guy. I think it's some random guy who's thought, oh, it'll be funny to do that. But I think because it's fraudulent. Like, it's a random guy. They don't own F1 Manager or anything. So I think I'm gonna have to sue them, right? Oh, it's ASTV Play Baltics. Who are these people, chat? Who are these people? Who's ASTV Play Baltics? The leading media house in the Baltics. Latvia, Estonia. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Right, chat. So it's a random Gmail address from ASTV Baltics, okay? And can anyone get through to them? They've shut down other channels just now as well. Have they shut down Racing Statistics? My colleague, is he Serbian? Serbian colleague. Welcome, Jemama. Right, anyway, we're on the shorts feed. We're on the shorts feed. Don't chat. Do not let them know. But you can't do anything here. It's just... You know what? I'm gonna hide them. But just gonna chill like that. I'm gonna let you know what's going on. Can you hear, by the way? Do you still have the sound? Oh. I'm gonna have to team up with my bro Racing Statistics here against this. But like, so just give me one moment. Actually, what has happened here? A replay with Lewis Hamilton. Do you lock up again? Yeah, Hamilton locked up into turn 10. No, I wonder who broadcasts F1 in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Is it this TV3 group? Is it TV3? Rating's still up. Have they gone back up though? They've probably gone back up. I don't think they're still up. I can't see it still up. No, they're not. They're not up. They're not up. So, yeah, it's a 14-second gap. So it's a 14-second gap from Verstappen to Perez. 14 seconds, and it's then 2 seconds from Perez to Sainz, and then Sainz is 6 seconds ahead of Russell. So that is accurate. I'm not going to start a new stream because I just think the same thing is going to happen. So that's just silly. Even though they're still, you know, we've only just gone halfway through the race. So but this is why I have the disclaimer. This is why in fact I should run the disclaimer again. This is why I have this thing here. But anyway, I'm gonna have to pick up with them. It says they have. It says they own Go 3. Someone said who has it in via Play. It says on their website they run Go 3 Films and Go 3 Sports. So they think they think that I'm broadcasting basically the game or whatever, the sound is F1 official F1 sound live, and they think that is infringing their rights that they have in the Baltic. So I will send them some emails and I will ask for some compensation. I'll say, can you at least make sure you subscribe? But we're back in the house. We're back in the house here. Fastest lap for me is still showing Verstappen. So yeah, 30. It must be a 35. I can't see exactly what it is, but Verstappen's still got fastest lap on my one. And we are seeing drivers come in and change their tyres again. So Guan Yu Zhou's just come in, Lance Stroll's just come and change their tyres. So it looks like it's going to be a soft, hard for everyone. Okay, it says soothing. Look, it is what it is. We operate in a new area, and it's going to be. That's how it's. There's going to be stuff like this, but you know. Oh no, Racing Statistics is still live. So did they ever go down or not? And if so, shall I dispute it now? I'm going to dispute it now. I'm going to dispute it right now. Hang on a second. You got the standings. Standings are live. So. Bear with me. Dispute. Because my stream page is still live, so I think if it gets cleared, it will work. 1 second. I've done it! I've done it, but... Is what it is. Is what it is. No, it is... I don't know. I don't know whether it's... We'll come back now or what? It's... What's done is done. So, anyway, where are we in the race then? 32 laps in, out of 57. 16-7 lead for Verstappen. 62nd lead for Verstappen. So, if his fastest lap does come under threat, but I don't think it is going to come under threat because everyone's on the hard tyre now. So, although the cars are getting lighter, maybe. So, if it does come under threat, he can always box again. Yeah, do you not have the lap? There you go.
Focus on the right head.
There you go. Now you've got the lap times. Nice, nice, nice. What happened to Russell? It's a very good point, actually. I don't know if Russell's boxed early or something. Well, I've been distracted. But Russell has dropped all the way down to P9. That is confirmed. I need to see if I can work out when he pitted. I can't change from portrait view because we've been the Baltics. The TV company in the Baltics thinks that we're streaming F1, so they've taken it down. They actually want to take down the whole channel. That's what they want to do. The whole channel is under threat. So I could risk it and do it again, but you know, we're in portrait view. But portrait view is like, it's all portraity. Anyone had a time record for this track? Do you mean in terms of finishing the race in the shortest amount of time? Because I suspect he will do that. Horner is not... I can't see Horner on the pit wall unless they're not zooming in on him. They were just zooming in on Verstappen's engineer. So Lance Stroll just getting past Guan Yu Zhou all the way back down there. So you can see those grey cars are the cars that have been lapped. So Verstappen has lapped all the way up to Ocon. And he's going to try and lap Magnussen and Hulkenberg next. There you go. So you think he pits on lap 30? Well, that would be quite a big undercut, but if we think everyone's going to need to pit again... In fact, Hamilton and Norris are pitting right now, so Hamilton and Norris are pitting. You think what? You think this could be the fastest, shortest ever race in history? I don't know. Potentially. I've no idea. To be honest. But yeah, Hamilton and Norris pitting, so that promotes Russell up to P6. So I guess there's a bit of pressure on Piastri, Leclerc and Sainz to pit. Definitely on Leclerc. Definitely on Leclerc. Gabriella says McLaren boys looking good out there. Well, Norris is ahead of Hamilton, but I think it's... Well, actually, no, it is a bigger difference now. It is a bigger difference. It's a 5-second gap, so Hamilton had got that down to 3 seconds, but now it's a 5-second gap. And Carlos Sainz is still about 3 seconds behind Sergio Perez. So maybe Sainz could try and do an undercut on Perez, depending on how effective it is. Welcome to the new subscribers. See, it's a good job we had the backup vertical feed, isn't it? Living in vertical land. Has Max got a minute gap yet? No, he doesn't. To be honest, you don't... There's no advantage to having, like, a massive, massive gap. So I reckon once you get to 2025 and you got a free pit stop, you don't need to push too much. Where's Smile gonna be alright? Yeah, we're gonna be okay. How longer do you think this race will last? Well, there are 22 laps to go. And the lap time is about a 1 minute... Well, it's 1 minute 36. That makes it complicated. Sort of work it out from there. George, who thought having two streams? Not me, it just proved it. Yeah, the backup stream. Obviously, short form content hasn't reached the Baltics yet. Oh, I know what I should do. I should email that email address, shouldn't I? Bear with me. Let me just email, because that might be the thing to do. Remove immediately. Ah, oh, damn. Didn't put the link of my channel. Science pick now. Oh, you haven't got all of the stuff in it. Hang on a second. There we go. Right. Let me get that back. Nice. Okay, yeah, so the science bot, so wow, look at the gap one. Verstappen hasn't hasn't bought us yet, 41 seconds. Although he has just come out of the pits now, but it's still going to be a huge gap. It's going to be a ridiculous gap. He's ahead of the whole straight. It's going to be about a 20-second gap, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing, Eric. That's the thing. Is you know, we could not include the footage, and it doesn't quite make it as it changes the vibe, but it's less risky. So I take, you know, but that's why I have to defend it. And if there is no copyright infringement, then I have to say to them, look, you've causing damage and I will sue you. So that's the sort of the stakes, isn't it? So the Baltics deserve our channel. Isabel Flug, Max and Hards seems to pit again. To be honest, they're all boxing off hards. They're all going hards to hards. So it's just the safest thing to do. I don't know if there's anyone that's going to try and do this as a one-stop. And to us, I don't know if someone's going to try and put a softs on at the end. Maybe someone's actually going to try and do the three-stop. Maybe it could be a three-stop for someone. Oh, Isabel Plug saying Perez came out on softs. Well, there we go. I'm looking at a replay here of Piastri coming in. It was quite a slow stop, it seemed. Looks like he came out on mediums. And what happened on the exit between Piastri and it would have been Hamilton, wouldn't it? Oh, it was a slow stop for Piastri, and that's why Hamilton was able to go side by side. And did Hamilton get ahead of Piastri? Yes, he did. So a slow McLaren stop, I believe, has cost Oscar Piastri. And I doubt he's going to be too happy about that, to be honest. I doubt he is going to be impressed. Rocky, do you agree Leclerc needs to push more? I think Leclerc is struggling with the car, but you can see the last lap he was a second faster than George Russell. So Leclerc potentially on the move. Maybe they were able to fix something in the pit stop. Max pitted still 60-second lead. Yeah. Is Max trying to go fastest lap? He could be now. He's gone fast sector 1. He could be. Yeah. Quad says kudos to Red Bull, shame to F1 and FIA. Well, yeah, I mean, this is a bit different from last season because Verstappen, although Perez did start the season strong, to be fair, but this is genuine Red Bull domination. Like, I'm not sure there's anyone out there who really thinks Perez is head and shoulders clear of Sainz, Russell, Leclerc, Norris when it comes to being a pure driver. So the car seems to be like really genuinely streets ahead. JP, do you think Carlos has a chance to gain P2? I think he does. I think he definitely does. The gap right now on lap 39 is under 2 seconds. Lap 40 now. It's under 2 seconds. But remember, and also Sergio Perez has come out on the soft tyre. So Sergio Perez on the softs, maybe those tyres will degrade quicker. Sean says, Perez is slept on, not going to lie, when he shows his talent. Well, you know, if Verstappen was to have an issue, Perez would inherit the race lead, so that's the best he can do. No one expects him to beat Verstappen, but what happens if you put Charles Leclerc in that Red Bull? What happens if you put Carlos Sainz in that Red Bull? Would you have two drivers well ahead, like we saw with Hamilton and Rosberg sometimes? Ragovic says a whole season is done, Red Bull win all the races. I mean, it could happen. It could be a dominant season. Meme says they won't, but it could do. And Max, if he goes below 31.4, he'll get the fastest lap record for this race. They're a long way behind at the moment. But still got fuel in the car. Do you think Leclerc will get past Russell to P4? It's like Leclerc is sort of all over George Russell, so potentially, yes. Potentially, it could happen. Yuki Tsunoda was on the move, I think getting past Hulkenberg. What a recovery from Hulkenberg, by the way. Hulkenberg actually hasn't pitted, though. So Hulkenberg... No, Hulkenberg did pit. Hulkenberg's on the same strat. He just pitted a lot earlier. So isn't that incredible recovery from Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas to be ahead of Ricciardo, Albon, Ocon, even though he's done the same amount of stops? Stroll back in the points now. Welcome, Hunings. Do you think Ferrari did a good job with signing Hamilton? Well, it's definitely going to shake things up a little bit. It's definitely going to shake things up. Definitely. How is Verstappen so good? Well, I've said in my videos, I think the fact he does a lot of sim racing definitely helps. You know, if the other drivers are not doing as much sim racing and he is sim racing all the time, that could be a big difference. How's everyone? Oh, I'll tell you what, Carlos Sainz is dropping off Perez now. The gap has gone to basically 3 seconds. So basically 3 seconds is the gap. And I wonder if that's... If going on to the... Well, are those soft tyres going to last, though? That's a long time on those soft tyres. It's more than anyone did. No one actually went that long on softs at the beginning of the race. Kireth on top. Does Norris have the pace to catch the leaders? Well, definitely not Verstappen. And I'd say no. If you look at the lap times, it's pretty similar down there, isn't it? Everyone in the low 35s. It's actually very similar. Isabel Flood, Guan Yu Zhou doing a lot of sim. Well, they all do a lot of sim driving, but Guan Yu Zhou, he turns up and does some F1 24 races. I don't think it's the kind of same obsession as Verstappen has when he said he actually loves sim racing. He's obsessed with it. Like, it's not a job for him. V's back here for Latifi. How's the goat doing? I've got some bad news for you if you've been in a time capsule. As Alonso pits now, so Alonso was in that weird hole. So he's come out on your screen. He's come out on the standings there. So Alonso's pitted really late. Presumably going on to softs. Anyone pit? No, he's gone on to hards. So Alonso, with only 15 laps to go, has gone out on the hard tyre. Which makes it very interesting that Perez decided to a lot earlier go out on the softs. Size X, a Raging Bull's different class. He will break the title for most championships won. Do you think he's going to be the person to get that 8? Ed is new to 1. How does DRS work? DRS works that when you're within a second of the car ahead and you go down certain straights, you can press a button and the car goes faster. Okay, it looks like Racing Stats was out again. The war in the Baltics continues. Are we going to ironically end up as the only person? No, I can see Racing Statistics. My guy. My bro. Fair play. But yeah, 15 laps to go here, and Carlos Sainz is now 3.2 behind Sergio Perez. So I do think Perez might come back to Sainz, unless Red Bull think that the car is just so smooth and so easy on the tyres, they could put the softs on and Perez could drive the car a little bit differently. Leclerc with Russell. I'm on board now. Yeah, Leclerc is really caught up with Russell here. It's been an up and down race for Leclerc. Maybe he's had to work out how to drive that car a little bit differently so as not to lock up. Toto Wolff looking on. Quad, if one car is 6 seconds better than the rest, why watch? It's a very good point. If you're all about who's going to win, then it's a very good point. Meme says he can't fight with the brakes, it's too dangerous. I mean, if he tries to outbrake Russell and locks up, as you see on the standings, oh, they're very, very, very close. Well, I can tell you they're very close. It looks like Russell is still ahead. And yeah, that gap is still staying. I mean, Max is just... He's just consistently faster. I mean, he's still a second a lap faster than Russell and Leclerc. Yes, they're fighting a little bit now, but he's still absolutely clear. Who has the fast lap right now is still Max Verstappen has the fast lap on my screen. The Red Bull era has started. Carlos Sainz, when do we expect the hard tyre to be quicker than the soft? And Sainz being told, I'll come back to you. So obviously that's the dynamic at the front there. Because Sainz is on the hard, Perez is on the soft. When's that going to change around? What's happening with the people reported to you? I don't know, I've emailed... I need to really speak to my people at Formula 1 and also the people at YouTube. Just to, like, stop this happening. It's a bit of a... It's a little bit of a joke. But it's okay. We're here for the long run, so it's okay. Sainz, around this lap, the hard should be faster than the soft. So Sainz being told that this is a crossover point. Rich, and they took down all the streams. I don't think so. I can still see the other streams, so I think it's just it's the first race of the season. There's going to be some teething problems. It's going to happen. I'm going to sue some people. It's going to go down. Oh, Charles Leclerc wobbling there as he goes around the last corner. They're going to go on to lap 46 on my screen. Can't quite seem to close George Russell down the straight. This is the battle for P4. Oh my goodness, he does close a lot in the braking phase though, with no lockup. So maybe the Ferrari's very good on the brakes, but it's also easy to lock up. Why didn't Alfa Romeo come back to F1 anymore? I think their sponsorship of Sauber basically ended. Isabel Flug says, podium seems fairly safe. Verstappen, Perez, Sainz. Can still catch Perez though. Yeah, although, I mean, 13 seconds to go, it will need to be some big degradation for Sergio Perez, and presumably Red Bull know what they're doing. But it's an interesting one. I mean, Sergio Perez is one of the few drivers on the soft tyre. There's no other driver on the soft tyre. You have to go all the way down to P14 with Daniel Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Gasly, and Logan Sargent. Ragavir thinks Sainz might win the championship. Well, hold that thought. He's going to have to come back here, but you can see Perez only 0.3 slower than Verstappen. And Verstappen also on the soft tyre. Again, maybe the Red Bull is so supreme on the tyre wear and very nicely balanced that they can afford to go on a soft tyre, and they can either drive it more conservatively and not overheat it, or they can deploy the tyre wear if they need to, and they can really lean into it. It's quite a luxurious place to be. They're also getting a lot of information here about driving on the latter stages of the Grand Prix on the soft tyre, which a lot of the other teams are just not going to have. To be honest. I can't see what the fast lap is, but it's still Max Verstappen. It's still Verstappen with the fastest lap. So Verstappen still got it, and Charles Leclerc is just 0.3 behind George Russell. Oh, he's got ahead. Leclerc's got ahead, you can see in the standings. So I will have a look and try and work out if I can see where that's happened. I will try and see. Was it into turn 10? Was it into the little left-hander where Leclerc has been locking up so much? Leclerc was very... Oh, yes it was! Because George Russell locked up and he went wide. And then essentially George Russell had to concede the position because otherwise he would have gained an advantage by going off track. So ironically, Charles Leclerc having locked up all race basically at that corner, it was George Russell who did it this time, and that unleashes Charles Leclerc. Yeah, it's a 1-2 Red Bull and it's a 3-4 Ferrari right now. So Charles Leclerc putting George Russell under some pressure there. Oh, lockup went wide. There's no gravel trap, it's all just painted tarmac or something. Runoff. But I think George Russell felt like he couldn't maintain the position. 10 more laps to go. Hamilton just got up the ranks. Where's Hamilton? Well, not really. He's been ahead of Piastri for a while. Because remember, Piastri had a slow pit stop. There's just 10 laps to go right now. Just 10 laps to go. Max, yes, 17.6 is the lead. It's just an absolute... I mean, the headlines are pretty much going to be Max domination. If you didn't watch this race or follow it like we are, and you just saw the results after, the headline would be someone like Max, you know, 20 seconds ahead. Yeah, sorry, Beowulf. What I'll do is, I'll do a community post after. I'll explain, I'll share the email probably, or something like that, of who's done it, and I'll just say, please email. Please send an email here to say... You know, you're disappointed it's been taken down because it's there's F1 manager video and audio, which I don't understand. It's just a bit lazy of them to not check, and it has annoying consequences, doesn't it? So, you know, but we will be back. We will be back, and I will see them. So. Anyway, update on Lewis. Well, he is 4 seconds behind Lando Norris, and I don't think he's particularly catching that much. 2/10 in the last lap. So I think it might be a little bit as we are down the on the move. And you can see it has really filtered into Red Bulls, Ferraris, Mercedes and McLarens, and then Aston Martin's actually top 10. What right do they have to shut you down? They don't have a right, but they just feel like they'd rather... Because some people will be just straight up taking a feed of the race and streaming it. And... they'd rather just be careless and just sweep everything up. So it's my responsibility to you and to me and to everyone here to make a real pain about it. Say, hey, we are not doing that. You didn't have a right to do that. You really need to compensate. You need to pay compensation really, because you didn't have a right to do what you did. So, and then they won't be used to sort of getting that, I think, because it's an abuse of this. It's an abuse of the powers they have. They have the powers to take down or to report pirated content, absolutely. If someone's, you know, taking the Sky Sports feed and putting it up there. But, you know, we are very careful to not do that. So, but anyway, that's for me after the stream to basically use this as an example to really make clear to Formula One, look, we need to sort this out because we're not okay. We're not okay. Do you think that Leclerc will say P4 rest of the race? Yes. There's no way he's catching Carlos Sainz. And Carlos Sainz is now 4 seconds behind Sergio Perez. So, again, he's going to really need those soft tyres to fall off a cliff. Which I'm not sure is going to happen at this stage. I just think the Red Bulls look so comfortable. It is going to be Red Bull domination for this race, 100%. I mean, that's a fact. Verstappen is about to lap Alex Albon. He's in the 34.4s. Albon's in the 36s. Everyone ahead is in the 36s, so he's 2 seconds a lap quicker. So, you know, in 5 laps or so, he's probably going to lap, as I said, up to Guan Yu Zhou. So he's going to lap the whole bottom half of the field. Remo saying Hamilton's issue worse than you thought. I'm not hearing what it is about it, but he seems to be sort of fairly comfortable in that space. Martin, only person who can have a small hiccup and not lose position. That's true. If anyone has an issue down there, they will suffer and potentially lose a position. So You can see there on the gap, Max is 19.2 seconds ahead. So he's 19.2 seconds ahead of Perez. But perhaps more sort of like worryingly, he's 1 minute. He's 1 minute 10 seconds ahead of Fernando Alonso. So that's Fernando Alonso, who was able to battle Max at times last season. It's now 1 minute 10 second gap. So it's a big old gap. Thanks, Kratic, Tutor, Verdi, appreciate it, my friend. So, by the way, how many people watching? How many are actually in the vertical live feed experience, where you get like the comments come up on the stream and stuff? And should I change anything? Like, should I move any layout around? Because we're going to keep using this layout. Oh, there's dead space there. There was a load of dead space at the top. Like, is it better if I move myself up like that? Is that better?
Focus on the right head.
Thanks, Wes. Move the rankings down. Bit better. No, go down. What do you mean go down? Oh, so move... so do you want like rankings like that? Let me move these down then. Hang on a second. You want rankings more in the middle. You up and rank... Okay, so... Hang on a second. It was better before. Thing is, I'm not that important. Is that what you want? That's better. Perfect. People saying no, people saying perfect. Much better, that's better. Better, okay. What about on the map, just like here? Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, it's a bit rough. Vertical does no favours. Yeah, but you can blame the Baltics for that. Map covered in comments. Maps got covered. Well, where can I put the map then? Or do we not care about people down here? Like, no offence to them. Do we only care about, like, top 13? Put the map there. Well, this happened last season. It happened last season, a few races. And I have to be honest, it takes some time to get through to the right people. And I don't think I can start a new stream whilst that claim is thing. So the actual due process is, in 10 days, it has to be cleared one way or the other. Like, one of us is going to jail. So in 10 days, it has to be decided. But I don't want to wait 10 days, and obviously it's Saudi, so... Make it smaller, put over your mic. Thing is, the aspect ratios don't really work here. Number of laps left. This is good. And then we can extend this down. Map on left top, face and top right. Yeah, but you're gonna be left with dead space. We don't need as much space behind me. This is me moving the chair backwards. Perfect. Hang on, we can even make this even better. Right, there we go. We got it now. Can you see everything? You can see when it's frozen as well, which is the most important thing. Certain people are grey because they've been lapped. So anyone who's been lapped goes grey. It's pretty brutal. There's only 3 laps to go. Sonoda on the radio saying, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I don't know if that's because he's had to let Ricciardo through or something, and it's a sarcastic message. Is anyone who can't see anything? Is there anyone who has an aspect that they can't see? The colour on the side, can you show them? Okay, yeah, so. What about like that? Is that just a little bit better, a bit more margin? This is the greatest race I've ever seen. Wow, it's a 20-second lead, so Yuki was being sarcastic. Subscribe counter. But we'd do that. Make the timesheet smaller. That's much better, okay. Is it almost over? Yeah, it's almost over. There's only 3 laps to go. And basically, the race has filtered according to performance of the cars, it seems, roughly. Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, Alonso, Stroll. And then you've got the midfield. Bit like a... Well, actually, to be fair, not like I predicted, because Guan Yu Zhou is up there in 11th. So Guan Yu Zhou is really... is massively outperformed Bottas. But there's definitely a midfield as such, a lower midfield. No worries, Plushie. Danny Lee says boring race. It's been an interesting race, yeah. I mean... the reality is that Max has at least a 20-second margin, because you assume the drivers behind him are actually driving as fast as they can because they're in a battle. But Verstappen doesn't need to, so that's why I say he's at least 20 seconds quicker, because Verstappen can be absolutely cruising now. Yeah, Max already has fastest lap, but wouldn't it be just a boss move to do it on the last lap again? Dia said, let's consider P2 as a winning position. Welcome, Chai Kimono. Martin's already hearing the Dutch anthem. Don't need to bring any others. Well, and the Austrian one. Yeah, Yuki's a bit angry again at Ricciardo. Yuki thinks he's a lot faster. He's being held up. Yeah, it's dominant from Max, and like, you know, we got to get used to it. It's dominant, and for anyone who got into the sport in 2021, that was an unusual year to have dicing like that at the top. You know, some of the Vettel years where there was dicing with, you know, Alonso and Vettel and Webber, and sometimes the McLarens. But in the Ferrari years, Michael Schumacher was often just absolutely dominant. So this is more a reversion to the norm, and people say Formula 1 is actually, it's a constructors' championship. It's about building the teams, the performance of the teams. It's not really a drivers' championship. So if you know, you can get massive gains on the construction side. It's going to be a P1 and a P2 for Red Bull. So it's great news for Red Bull in terms of the headlines as well. Do I predict Leclerc will win any races? You got to remember, Red Bull won every race last season apart from Singapore. So I'd say no. I'd say no. Martin, people quickly forget Lewis in his prime. It's true. It's true. It's just going to be a bit of it's not even like an adjustment. It's just a continuation of the dominance of this Red Bull, which will probably continue until the regulations completely change. And then there'll be another roll of the dice. Are we there? Last lap. It's final lap on my screen. Yeah, you can see there. 1 lap. So I can't see that. My preview of the shorts feed is so small I can't actually see it. But you will see it. So Verstappen... Actually, I can look at the main one. Verstappen is going around the last few corners, and he has lapped all the way up to Guan Yu Zhou. So he's almost lapped into the points. He's a few seconds away from getting another point for lapping P10. Borch is a Norris fan. I'm sure he'll improve in time. Yes, indeed. Is there no DNF? Is that the first time for a long time been no DNF in the first race season? How long left? It's basically done. It's basically done. I'm looking at the feed and it's like he's 40 seconds away. So Verstappen is done it. It's domination. It's max domination. Started first, led every single second of the race, and is going to win by 22.5 seconds. So, and that's without him even really trying that hard, I suspect. Is my suspicion. Roxy, Max is meditating over there, not even racing, just chilling on the gas pedal. What I'm going to do is, by the way, tomorrow I'm recording an F1 show, like a F1, going to go through like the stories from the race. So I'm going to be talking a lot about Max Verstappen. I'm going to put a community post out as well to ask for your questions. But I want to have a look at some of the onboards of him driving and just, does it look like he's just absolutely chilling? And the car just has so much downforce. It's so good down the straights. It's so reliable. So, yeah, there we go. Verstappen P1, Perez P2, and Carlos Sainz in P3. So, Carlos Sainz, the highest finishing Ferrari driver. Remember, it was sort of neck and neck, wasn't it, when we asked earlier? Max has won. To confirm, Max Verstappen has won. It is a win for Max Verstappen. Fair play. Fair play indeed. Do you think Checo can challenge Max this year? Well, clearly not on that form, no. But he did win 2 races last year. If there's a race where Verstappen's a bit off and Perez is really on it, then maybe that gap will close. But I think Verstappen is clearly at this moment in time a faster driver than Perez, and the car is fast. Thanks, Tanny Lee. Yeah, it's time for the Dutch anthem. Thanks, Sharkin. Till next week. Yeah, next week Saudi. But I've got to work out some stuff my side, so that'll be fun. But it would be great to be back for Saudi and sort of just a little bit more stable on the back end, because I need to work out the timing as well. So I'm gonna speak to Formula One and sort of work that out. But this is it. First race of the season. We're here all season. 23 races to go. So no drama in the scheme of things. No worries, Zeno. Did I ever used to race? I still race. I still race. Yeah, it's another Saturday race as well. And at Jeddah, you know, I think historically a good circuit for Red Bull. So we will see. Quad says, what a letdown. It's a letdown in terms of if we thought that someone was going to challenge Max. It clearly has not happened. It clearly has not happened. That's the reality of it. The date of the next race in 7 days' time. Probably same place, same time. 7 days' time we'll be there. I'll schedule the stream early if I'm able to. So right now it is letting me schedule a stream. So sometimes if someone comes in and does what this Latvia company has done, you can't even schedule a stream. But I can schedule it, so hopefully I can go live. But in any event, I need to sort this out. There we go. Isabel Fluggs at the final classifications. Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, Alonso, Stroll. Is your top 10. Then Guan Yu Zhou. I think great races, Guan Yu Zhou. I'm going to do my poll in the community post. I think he should be in that. Magnussen, great for I mean, in the end, Magnussen got done in qualifying by Hulkenberg, but this time he's done it in the race. And Verstappen looks super happy. Jumps out of the car, jumps into the mechanics. And it's the fireworks go off. It's just mad domination. Is there a women's F1 this year? There's the F1 Academy, which is a female-only championship that will be supporting some of the F1 races. Funky saying Sainz driver of the day. I think for me, I have to give driver of the day to Verstappen for me anyway. Not sure when the MotoGP starts. Lucy forgot to vote driver of the day. Well, you can let us know here. I'm going to say Verstappen. But I can see if people will give it to Sainz as well. But, I mean, for me, it has to be Verstappen. No, Quad, we'll be on it. We'll be on it with the mods, with the mod team. We don't want to set Funky Monkey on the Baltic, so it'll cause an international incident. But yeah, it's super good that we were able to continue on the shorts feed and get that done. Anna was able to email them during the stream. Anna was able to dispute it during the stream, which is like everything I can do my side, and we just move from it. We just move. We fight and we move. What do I race? I do karting. What are your takes on Yuki and Daniel? We'll have to see. There was definitely some spice there. I think Sonoda felt like he wasn't being he was being defavorited by the team. No worries, Roxy. No worries at all. Right. I'm going to have to end the stream pretty soon because I need to send some emails. So I need to do that sort of immediately. And then, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be recording a few shows. So an F1 show and a sim racing show with a guest in a studio. So I will put a poll out to ask for any questions for that. And that's going to be sort of regular content. It's going to look different. It's going to look nice, I think. So that's exciting. So I need to prepare for that as well tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out during the week. And then, yeah, it's going to be Saudi next week. Definitely going to be streaming the race. Need to see where I'm going to stream quali or not. And then the week after that, I think it's Formula E at Sao Paulo, which we're doing the official stream for. I'm going to catch up with WEC as well. Dinner time. Yeah, 4:42 here. So there we go. It's a dominant victory for Max Verstappen. And yeah, he's odds on to win the championship, basically. There's no other way of putting it. Thanks, Isabel. Thanks, Blacker. Thanks, Snowline. Thanks, Kate. That's the quadrant right there. Don't want to mess with that quadrant. And thanks everyone else for our Mara, Grimboss, Sharkin, Lucy, Rocky, C, Orca, Melissa. Thanks to the membership, Biscuits, Quad, everyone else for our Funky Monkey. I will go and chat with the mods now, and I will see you. Well, I'll definitely see you on stream.